Well, hello everybody. How are you? I'm going to do a video today called 4 Statements to Avoid Making During the Interview. So let's get started. The first one, and I used to make number 1 and number 3. So number 1, I'm a self-starter. Well, I'm going to tell you right out that this is a given that you're a self-starter. They expect you to be an independent thinker and to be a problem solver, to be a detective, to be someone who's highly organized, all of that. That's a given for the legal field. Whether you work in a private law firm, the courthouse, a nonprofit, a corporate legal department, government agency, any of those, okay? They expect you to be a self-starter. So that's a waste of our breath when we're in an interview. You have to get more specific about how you're going to help the attorney. Put that how in caps this big. How will you help that attorney in the area or areas of law he or she works in? That's the greatest question you can take the time to answer and research on Google. Meaning, if they work in family law, Google, what does a paralegal do in family law? What are the paralegal duties in family law? Okay? Number 2, my previous job was a nightmare. And you say this in the interview. They don't care. And it's none of their business. So while I have had that experience of the job being a nightmare in the corporate world, and then went into legal, made the jump into legal from that corporate job, it was like it catapulted me into it. I was not to go on interviews and spew venom about the past. I had to leave that at home and talk to my better half about it, my spouse, who actually coached me through that nightmare job. But it wasn't to be said in an interview for a new job, because I would never have gotten hired. All right, number 3, and this is one of the ones I said quite a bit until I stopped, is my biggest weakness, because they would ask, what do you see as one of your weaknesses? My biggest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist. Well, they want us to care deeply about our work and to strive for perfectionism. We don't always achieve it, but that kind of came off as a negative. And one attorney said, you don't think that's a positive? And I said, I do think it's a positive, but I also have to give myself space. And that wasn't coming off well, see? So what I came up with instead was, my truth is, they asked, what is one of your weaknesses? Well, I guess it would be a weakness is that I don't enjoy filing hard copies. But instead of letting filing build up, which I never do, I had to come up with a solution, which would be to file first thing when I arrive in the office, or do it right after lunch for 15-20 minutes and dedicate a specific time every day to do it. So what I'm taking there, I'm taking a weakness in myself and building it into a strength, actually, and showing them that I solved it. So that's a good way to orchestrate that. But I really don't like filing, so that's my truth. Number 4, asking this question is a negative. Can you tell me more about your firm or your company? That it's a given that we should have researched their firm, company, nonprofit, government agency way before we even sent out our resume and cover letter. And we should know a lot about that that entity, that firm or company, before we go on an interview. So, and we want to mention that we did go to their website and look at the bios of the attorneys, or you learned a lot about the company, but also, have a couple examples ready. Like, what did you see? I was interested to learn. If you did find something interesting, write a couple of those points down and have that on the tip of your tongue. You can have notes in front of you, but that's not a question to ask. The office manager may give you an overview of the firm or company, and they may give you an overview of the benefits. If the benefits were not listed in the job ad, they may just reiterate what those benefits are. And that's great, because the attorney is not really the one who's going to have that all on the tip of their tongue. If they have an office manager, that's the person who will give you that information. And so when I'm sitting with the attorney, I'm focused on what they do for a living and how I'm going to help them. When I'm with an office manager, she or he may ask me a lot of questions, and then they'll give me an overview maybe of that firm or company, and then maybe tell me about benefits. And then I usually meet the attorney if they're in town. I never take a job without meeting the attorney. So I want to mention in the interview, especially, both with the office manager and of course with the attorney, that I did take a look at the website. Okay, so that's very important to mention. Even if they don't ask you, they probably won't ask you if you looked at the website, I would bring it up, because that shows a person who is curious and is going to satisfy their interest and is actually interested in the firm or the company, and they like that. And that's important to you too, to know more about them. Is this somebody that you want to work with? Read the attorney bios and get to know if they give the type of law that this position will be working in. Then go look on the website and see which attorneys are working in those areas of law. There might just be one, and that's probably the person you're going to interview with. So you can mention this I did look at your bio, and I looked at a description, the description of the company on the website or the firm. So that's the 4 I want to discuss today. There are more that I have listed here, but they're going to be in the new complimentary PDF that's coming out called Paralegal Career Secrets Black Book. And I'm working on that. I'm fine-tuning it right now. So that'll be coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. You'll be one of the first to know right here on YouTube. Also, go to the website. I'll put a link below, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and look for the number 19. You'll see 19 alternative. Make sure you get that PDF. You have to sign up for it, but that will take you to an incredible hub of resources that I have, okay? And I've put it together just for you, and I think you'll enjoy that, all right? So make sure you go to the website, have a look around, and I think that's all I have for you today. So any questions, comments, please post them below. Would love to hear from you, even if you just want to say hi. Love answering your questions, and I may just do a live video about it. And so have a great night, and I will talk to you in tomorrow's video. Bye.